Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Hanisa binti Samsul Bahari from BA 2435Q. I am here today to share with you guys on the hot issues that are closely related with students in the moment. Let's go! Ta-da! So this is the issue that is closely related with university students in the moment, which is should university change to 100% online learning? But wait, why did I choose this topic? First, this topic is so much closely related to myself as I'm still a student in UiTM. Hence, as a student, I'm very interested in this topic to have a better understanding on what's actually meant by online learning. Therefore, I will also be able to discover on what a student like me should do as preparation on enjoying online learning. Plus, the future of a world is linked to its education system. So one should bear in mind, good education makes a student intelligent, progressive, and law-abiding citizen. That is how patriots are thinking seriously. Saidina Ali once said, if you want to see the future of a country, then look at its young people today, which we know already that young people is in education process in the moment. Hence, let's go deeper with me into this topic. I will not promise you it's interesting, but for sure, it's beneficial for all of us. Let's start. Have a good speaker volume and a chocolate chip cookies with you. Before we go further, first we need to understand every word in our topic today. Should university change to 100% online learning? Then, what is university? According to the Oxford Dictionary, a university is a whole and an institution of higher or tertiary education and research, which awards academic degrees in various academic disciplines. In a world before, now, and forever, universities typically provide undergraduate education and postgraduate education. One of the university that is dear to my heart is my former diploma institution, which is College Teknologi Darul Naim in Kota Baru, Kelantan. Next, what is online learning? Based on my reading, online learning is an education process that takes place over the internet, or might also known as e-learning and distance learning by certain institutions. For instance, UiTM use online distance learning (ODL) to represent online learning process. This term of online learning has been widely used before by postgraduate and part-time students. However, it has been popularly used since pandemic COVID-19 are widely spread. Next, we shall look into how online learning works. Basically, it happens through virtual classroom that may be conducted in several ways. Certain lecturers prefer to conduct via live in Instagram or Facebook, and certain might prefer to conduct via discussion in WhatsApp group, but many of them prefer to use Google Classroom, Google Meet, and Google Drive since it is easily synchronized with email and easy to store documents. However, I could say that many of my lecturers will use mixed method which contains all of these. Now, we know what is online learning and how it works on the world today. Next, let's look into the effectiveness of online learning implemented. Based on my reading and thorough research, students would learn more than they do in traditional courses. This is because online learning allows students full control over their own learning, and students are able to work at their own speed. Students have the opportunity to discover more on the internet based on their research and reading the e-books that are related to the course. Besides, I could say that retention rates are higher than physical class. It is because Generation Y like us basically love the multimedia and technology, hence online learning engages more on the multimedia content. Students will also have more control over how they take in the material. Plus, online learning has reduced the possibility of classes clashing and absenteeism than physical class. Next, online learning will be effective when more and frequent assessments given by the lecturer could reduce distraction faced by many students, especially at their home. Assessment can be a burden, but it also becomes more of an ongoing process as it could improve students' engagement and identify if assistance is needed. Students will be more independent and seek for assistance whenever they need to do so. On the other hand, online learning is one of the greener options. Based on my reading, online learning environment equate to an average of 90% less energy and 85% fewer carbon dioxide emissions, hence allows them to bid for the environment and stick to their own personal environmental goals. Online learning has reduced the use of papers and stationeries since everything could be reached via internet. Last but not least, online learning could be time and cost friendly as it reduces transportation costs and time costs. Students would need no to travel back and forth from the hostel to the class. Due to that, students should be able to focus more from home or anywhere they are. However, online learning also have their own drawbacks. First is the equity and accessibility to the technology. It is a significant issue for students in rural and lower socioeconomic neighborhoods. Some of them pay a fixed monthly rate for the internet connection, while others are charged for the time they spend online. Besides, computer literacy could also be the drawbacks of online learning. At least to have a convenient online learning environment, both students and lecturers must possess a minimum level of computer knowledge in order to function successfully in an online learning. Otherwise, it may take some time to adjust cameras, setting up online attendance, make quizzes, and so forth. Moreover, the student itself could be the drawbacks of online learning, where it is probably an inappropriate learning environment for dependent learners, which places greater responsibility on the students to the flexibility of the schedules. Students need to struggle more in understanding courses and do assignments. Online learning also affects the level of synergy towards lecturer and students. Based on my reading, in larger classes of 20 or more students, the synergy levels start to shift on the learning continuum until it eventually becomes independent study to accommodate the large class. Hence, online class of less than 20 students would be more okay than large amount of students because the lecturer could focus and have some feedback from the students. Fifth drawbacks is the curriculum set by the institution. Due to pandemic COVID-19, institutions need to restructure the curriculum standard, how it goes and so forth. We could see that many institutions haste to develop distance education programs. However, the importance of the curriculum and the need for qualified professionals to develop it are overlooked. As a result, students might feel pressure with the uncertain curriculum or perhaps unsuitable educator. This happened to my friends where they got a lecturer that always used harsh words in the class. This will ruin students' motivational level and respect towards the educator. Now, let's see on how students actually feel towards online learning. Based on my survey on Instagram, some of the students say it is less effective than in-person education. They think the institution has responded effectively to the coronavirus pandemic, and the majority believe online programs could be improved through the use of better technology. For instance, an institution might consider to provide free internet for students throughout the semester since students doesn't use lab, classes, air conditioner and buses. Therefore, cost for electricity and transportation has been reduced. Plus, students feel that better technology platforms could improve the quality of online learning programs. Everyone is aware with COVID-19 pandemic, which creating a renewed sense of urgency among both students and lecturers to implement technologies that can facilitate more effective remote learning. Hence, throughout my short survey, students who had previously taken online courses were significantly more likely to say they were effective than were those with no previous experience with online learning. Besides, having to manage a rollercoaster of emotional ride, health condition also a big risk for both students and lecturers due to seat, body posture, and eating patterns. I think university should help students by lowering the price of expensive textbooks, as it was students' top priorities for the institution in the wake of pandemic, or perhaps providing e-books for free. Perhaps assessment and quizzes could be done through free online platforms such as Google Form and exam.net. Meanwhile, lecturers should help students by making things easier and less complicated. For instance, some lecturer require students to have a phone calls interviews with trade union, while other lecturer could just let students do what they could do at their very best. The most important is students itself should set mind clearly on what are going to happen during online classes, like prepare things that might help to have a conducive environment for online learning and be prepared for the unexpected. For instance, unstable internet connection and family disturbance. Another simple and short survey on my personal Instagram is I asked on how do you feel about online learning. Hence the answer, majority respondents felt the same, which are exhausted, difficult to focus in class and stressful. Third survey is also on poll style, which I asked on do you wish to continue 100% online learning next semester, and we could see majority respondents wish to not have 100% online learning next semester. On the last note, after done many readings and some short surveys, I would say online learning is okay, but it would better if it is a mixed learning method. Like I mentioned previously, 100% online learning will impact on students' physical and mental health. Hence, institutions should consider not to burden students with online class, but instead make it more flexible learning environment. For instance, your ITM has blended learning for certain courses, where at certain weeks there will be no online live class, but instead, lecturer will give some tutorials and exercises to be done by the students. I believe this kind of practices is more relevant, conducive, and agreed by many because it works effectively for students in understanding the courses. Plus, students will also feel burdened and always burn the midnight oil just to settle bundle of assignments in time. I also believe that high consideration is muchly needed and appreciated by parties involved in online learning process. This will create harmonious learning environment and everyone will feel happier even stuck in home. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you again in real. Have a nice day and stay safe wherever you are. Bye bye.